La da 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 dee dee dee. Welcome everybody. It is your old pal Van Dweller. Let me go ahead and check for you, Blue Scooty. Generally, Scoots, we go in bracket order, but unless unless someone said, "Hey, can I go first? Can I go second?" Blah blah blah. So let us check. La da dee. What is this? Masters Final? No, Masters Red. All right, let's find this. Masters Red. Holy mother of God. Where is it? All right, there it is. Masters Red August. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything was particularly negotiated. What's going on, Blue Scooty's grandpa? Oh crap. All right, I got a mess. You know, it's got a big mess. Big mess. All right, let me get this all figured out. And we will start. All right, what is this going to be? This is going to be red bracket. Oh my God, am I expected to have a red bracket rant? I don't know if I'm up for a red bracket rant, you know? Feeling kind of chill, kind of relaxed. All right, we're just about ready to get started. Yeah, we'll figure all that out later. Okay. Good evening, citizens of Tetris. It's your old pal, Van Dweller. And you're watching Classic Tetris Monthly, the Masters event for August 2024. And what we've got for you today is the red bracket. The red bracket. So put on your red bracket pants. It's time for the red bracket rants. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not feeling particularly aggrieved or upset or anything like that, but you know, maybe something will happen. Maybe someone will bring up a topic and I don't know. Maybe I'll feel inspired or enraged or whatever. So let's show you what the red bracket looks like. It's gonna, whoa, hello, hi, no, Siri. So I said so out loud, okay. So Siri thinks that's her cue to start saying something, and I'm streaming the music from my phone Bluetooth into my mixer, and so that Apple phone lady thinks that's like that's her time to say things. Okay, Well, for our first matchup, it's going to be MYLES versus NEKO. MYLES, of course, you know as the classic Tetris viral social media superstar, hunting his first Masters event victory and the debut of NEKO. NEKO, who has been around the classic Tetris monthly world for, I don't know, what, a year or so? I don't know. It seems to be what I'm able to dig up. But the first time for NEKO in the Masters event, coming in at the 14th seed. So pretty excited to see what NEKO can do. And then in our second matchup, we've got BLUESCUTI. Everybody knows BLUESCUTI is the boy who broke Tetris, the first game crash the first game crasher. Currently what? The number 2 overall score? Is it 2? Number 2? Oh my god. And of course the former CTM Masters event winner and the reigning Lone Star Open champion. The BLUESCUTI is here. And then we got Cobalt, who also has been around the classic Tetris monthly world for a while. And I don't know, is this Cobalt? This is not Cobalt's first one, but for some reason, no, because Cobalt's been in it a few times. But Cobalt right now does not have a player page on Wikipedia, so I don't know. If someone could help figure that out, why doesn't Cobalt have a Wikipedia page? I don't know. But anyway, we're here to see what Cobalt can do against BLUESCUTI. So it's going to be MYLES and NEKO, then Scooty and Cobalt. Let's take a look at our rules so we even know what this is. This is a 16-player single elimination tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play an emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified except in the ways in which we want them to be modified. Players can play on any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions, whether mechanical or electronical. Biological turbo only. Players should not receive any real-time advice and do not pause unless the commentator tells you. Level 18 starts all the way through the Masters event. Level 39 super kill screen should be implemented, and same piece sets should be expected with re-rolls in between every single game. Points over the traditional 9999999 max out do count. Best of 5 throughout, and the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which currently stands at $1,461.71. So $1,461.71 is where the prize pool stands. Now, how does this prize pool get bigger? Does anybody? I'm asking a real question to the chat. How does the prize pool get bigger? Does it get bigger with sponsors? Does it get bigger because Vandy puts a bunch of money into it because he's like rich beyond everyone's wildest imagination? How does it get bigger? It's you guys, right? You guys are the fans. You guys determine how big this prize pool gets. And so you all know that the prize pool is one of the biggest drivers of the players continuing to improve, to practice, to show up at events. You guys all know this. So we generally like to get to $2,000. Now that is our incentive. It's a big ask every single month. We generally get there. Now, if right here, it's a great amount. It's a great amount, but we really would love to get to $2,000. And the reason is because then we can pay the top 8. And paying the top 8 is important because that means that a player can, take the time to qualify into the Masters event. It takes an hour of qualifying and then checking to see if you're still in and then scheduling and so forth. They can take that time and know that if they just win one match, they make it from the top 16 to the top 8, they can win a prize. And then that sort of compensates them for the time. So if we get to $2,000, we can pay the top 8. So how do we do that? We do that by going to a web page that can be brought up by using the Matcherino command in chat. So use the Matcherino command It'll bring up a link. You click on a link, it takes you to a website in your browser, right? On that website, you'll have the option to log in with any number of accounts that you probably already have. Here, I got to open my yummy Dr. Pepper Strawberries and Cream Zero. There it is, delicious. So go to that page. You can contribute, right? There's a couple ways you can contribute. There's free ways. Those are called sponsor quests. That means a sponsor from Matcherino wants to pay you to do a little thing, and they'll contribute a little bit of money to the prize pool. You can also contribute straight cash, homie. Those are the big chunks. That's what gets us most of the way there. So, you know, we're $538.29 away. If, you know, usually we get 200 viewers. If everybody who watches contributed $2, we'd pretty much get there. So whether you can contribute $1, $2, $5, $10, every amount that's contributed that's earmarked for the players goes to the players. I don't take a cut. Nobody, so it all goes to the players. That is why I push so hard on it. It's the number one thing that keeps the players coming back, making it worth it for them to keep practicing and come back and play every month. So consider supporting the prize pool. Thank you. Also want to thank people who are on Patreon, patreon.com/monthly Tetris. Want to thank our Mega Masters level patron, Scott Gray 76K9 watching Tetris. Also want to thank Corporal 381 and Shall Be Sedat, CatKit 91, Jay in the Window, Tacnerus at the bracket sponsor level. We just had, I think I saw another bracket sponsor level come in yesterday, so I gotta add that to the slide. I forget who that was, but thank you. Also want to thank our Sticker Club and Double Sticker Club level members, community level members, and I just received one more batch of stickers, so now I can send a bunch out. And I apologize, we're behind. I delivered some, I gotta deliver a few, but you'll get them, believe me, you'll get caught up with bonuses. Anyway, if you want to contribute to the Patreon, do it. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris. That regular recurring revenue lets us know that you want monthly Tetris to continue every single month. We really, literally can't do it without the Patreon because it kind of saves us, honestly. There are months where it's like, oh crap, we're behind. And then I realize, oh shoot, yeah, we have money in Patreon, so we can take that out. And that keeps us from going broke. So thank you to everybody who's contributed. And if you want to help us out, patreon.com/monthly Tetris. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and fix this whole thing up right here. And it's a little dusty scene right now, but we're going to fix it. All right. It's round one. Just got to shore up these cameras a little bit. And Miles in the dark. Wow. Where's Miles right now? He's in some sort of like, I feel like he's in some kind of common area. He's like in some common area in a university. That's where I feel like Miles is right now. That's my read of the situation. I don't know for sure. I don't want to dox him, but that's where I feel that is where he is. That's what it looks like to me. This is your dorm room? Wait, your dorm room has an entire kitchen in your actual room with a full-size fridge? Where the hell are you going? To like Richie Rich University? What the heck? Bro. Where are you? Holy moly. I mean, this guy. All right, looks like we have contributions coming in. Third year. Oh my God, amazing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just shore up this camera here on Neko's side, and then we will get underway. In the meantime, I will go ahead and give these players some pieces. Pieces, here you are. You ready? Here they are. Neko playing Invisible Tetris to warm up. I mean, that's just sick. Here are their pieces, guys. A0, EF03, Alpha 0, Echo Foxtrot 03. Thank you, Chiller, for the pin. A0 Echo Foxtrot 03. Let me bring up the Matcherino so I can check who contributed. NMC with the $5 contribution. Thank you, NMC 0123 with the $5 contribution. Also had another contribution from Agathis for $50. I didn't see that. I don't know if this was before the stream, but thank you very much, Agathis. Very generous. That brings us up to 1466.75. All right, let's get the seed checks out of the way. A0EF03. Both players are ready. I am ready. You're all ready. My hype is piped. Let's get them started. Miles and Neko in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And let me, my whole computer's a mess here. Let me just, let's see, left 2/3. There we go. Perfect. So Miles, as you know, from the United States, he's coming in at the seed number 3. He is a viral social media star. Probably, I mean, certainly, not even probably, the most followers of any classic Tetris player who is known primarily for classic Tetris. And has made several deep runs in CTM, but has yet to take down a championship. I know that he would love to do that, put that on his resume as a gamer. 71,000 here for Miles, 35,000 for Neko. I got a little bit of stencil fixing to do for a couple of these players, so just bear with me for a moment. But Neko, making his debut, coming out of Russia, has a PB of 2.99 million, just shy of 3 million. I didn't find Neko's PB on the sort of the main leaderboard, but this is the PB that is I found in the bot when I did this at the beginning of the month. So if we can get Neko's PB on that leaderboard somehow, that would be great. Vandy, what are the origins of CTM? Ask me that again in a few minutes once we get through a little bit of this. Both players' boards climbing. Miles with a gap in the middle of the stack. And yeah, players saying it's a rough seed so far. Miles with that long bar to the left is a little bit of a problem. So this is going to take some concentration here from Miles. We'll see what he can do to get out of this. Neko is out of the situation. Miles going to uncover that well. Long bar in. There is a Tetris. You can see the body language has relaxed a little bit for Miles now that he is out of that situation. And you do see these Tetris players, their whole bodies and their countenance is one of tension. And then when they get out of these digs, you do see them, okay, I'm relaxed. So typical Miles dig on Miles social media. He is known maybe most notably for his epic down stacking, which has come to be known really anytime anyone has a huge dig like that as a Miles dig. So 271 for Miles, 216 for Neko. Neko coming in at the 14th seed, again making his CTM debut. Has a Vitz buried way down and no bar is coming to complete it. And the board's starting to climb again for both of these players. So a troll seed and the game will throw you one of those every once in a while and you got to be able to handle it. By the way, PJO with the Prime resub, 7 months. Thank you. There's the Vitz completed for Neko, but is he going to be able to survive? Need something for that left side. Opens up again, long bar in Tetris. 277 Neko. And 328 Miles. So this is a very trolly seed. So far anyway. And Neko with a big spire there in columns 8 and 9, but gets a long bar around for a Tetris. Miles The middle of his board has a big canyon in there. And he's going to have to fill that in. And I don't know if he's going to try to... Yes, he's going to go and set up for Tetrises here. He still has a small lead. And there's a nice dirty Tetris for MYLES. Oh, did Neco do a JD spin? I missed that. Now, anytime MYLES does something here in CTM, we got to make sure we make a short of it very quickly before MYLES gets to it. You know, he'll like just take our clips and just put them right out there. You got, you know, he's very, very savvy. He's very focused. He's looking for success, and I think a Masters win here would help a lot. He was the second place finisher in the Lone Star Championship. Both players going to transition into 19. Kind of high boards here in mid 500s transitions, or mid 400s, sorry. And Neco with a couple Tetrises to bring this down. And there's one for MYLES. He's going to set up another Tetris for MYLES. 544 MYLES, 504 Neco. So MYLES was the second place finisher in our most recent Lone Star Championship in Austin, Texas. He finished second to BLUESCUTI. He's also finished in the finals second in two other CTM Masters events, once in March 2023 against Doge, and once in December 2021 against Alex T. So he's hungry for that victory. And in a month where we are missing Fractal, we're missing Pixelandy, and maybe a couple of other notables, this month does present an opportunity for a player maybe to sneak through, avoid some of the big, you know, the kind of some big names, and, you know, get that first tournament victory under his belt. Now, he has won, you know, qualifiers and things like that. Won the desert qualifier in 2022, and a handful of other things. So 682 here for MYLES, 759 for Neco. Neco adds on a Tetris. He's up over 100,000 points, but has 8 lines in hand. I mean, he's 8 lines ahead. So Neco, you know, having played through more lines, more opportunities to score, and therefore has a higher score at this moment. But it is a real lead. I mean, he's up, you know, 888 to 726. So right now, about 160,000 point lead, and only 8 lines ahead, which is 2 Tetrises, and that, you know, Tetrises are not worth that much. So this is a real lead for Neco right now, and he's playing very, very efficiently, where MYLES has been, you know, kind of getting himself in and out of kind of digs here, which may be great on TikTok, but not so great in a tournament. $988 for Neco. He's one away from the max out. So want to thank, by the way, some folks in chat here before we get to 29. Dog Watching Tetris gifted 3-month sub to Pollo. K9 gifted 6 months to Guafi. Dog Watching Tetris gifted 12 months to Game Scout. Thank you very much. PJO with the Prime resub. K9 Watching Tetris gifted a 12 months of a tier 1 sub to BLUESCUTI. A99, basically a 1.1 transition for Neco into 29. And right now is over 200,000 points ahead, about 11 lines ahead of MYLES as well. MYLES is in at 912. So almost a 200,000 point difference at the 29 transition. We'll see what Neco has got post 29. Now, PB is 3 million last time I checked. So that requires definitely some post 29 playability. MYLES has the 8.06 million PB, so that definitely indicates some post 29 playability. And Neco looking good here, but getting a bit high. Oh, and he can't get that L over. So CO3, the target for MYLES is C04. So he's about 200,000 points to chase down. Kind of a misdrop there for Miles as he looks over. He knows that there's a chase down. It's CO4 is the chase down. That is a 1.2 or 1,203,000. So a CO4 would do it. And he's got time. He's got time. We started on 18. There was 130 lines of that, 100 lines of this of 19 speed, and now 100 lines of 29 speed. It means he's got until level 39 basically to get this done, and he's got time. So he does not need to push things. So we'll see what he does. He's setting up for a Tetris here. Oh no, and that J, and he gets a long bar over. That was an L, sorry, that he misspun there. And it looks like he's going to bring this down. Miles so adept at these digs, and it comes in handy in a situation like that. I have a feeling that if I ever get good at Tetris, I would be good at recovering, because one thing I like to do is just hang around and hang around forever. And there it is. Miles is good in game number 1. A big chase down for Miles. Almost a 200,000 point chase down for Miles. He's going to do it here with 17 lines to spare before level 39. So Miles will take game number 1. GG's. Big chase down for Miles against the rookie Neko. And unfortunately for Neko, that is what you're going to run into in the Masters event, is players with really nerves of steel and a lot of experience. So GG's to you, Miles and Neko. All right, new pieces for these players when you're ready. D3500E. D3500E. Thank you, Mari, for the pin. So anyway, thanks to everybody who contributed bits and subs to the Twitch channel. And also want to thank Mari for gifting a membership over on the YouTube side. Thank you very much, Mari. D3500E. How many rounds are there? Yeah, this is a best of 5. So the first player to get 3, a score of 3 next to their names, is the winner. Both players are ready. Let's get them started here in game number 2. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. EBM9, thanks for the prime sub. Subs 1821, thank you for the sub. 31 months and a 31-month streak. Amazing. Dog Watching Tetris has gifted a 12 months tier 1 sub to It's Fireworks. And when you see that, that is especially generous, because that means that person has just bought someone a subscription for 12 months all at once. So that is very, very generous. Thank you, Dog Watching Tetris. And both players kind of, I don't know, kind of a replay of game 1 here, both getting high up on the board early. And Neko is fighting and it's like, oh no, not this again. At least I survived it. Okay, gonna uncover with a double and get a Tetris. So Neko gets Tetris number 1 and number 2. 55,000 for Neko, 74,000 for Miles after a Tetris. They are 1 line apart and about 1 Tetris apart. So we're seeing some W survival, as the kids would type into chat. All right, 105 for Neko, 121 for Miles. Now, of course, this is Neko's first appearance in CTM Masters. And according to Liquipedia, we've got a CTL result where they played in the playoffs. And Miles won that one in a decider, 3-2. And I think that was fairly recently. Yeah, that was like, I think that was the previous season of CTL. So that's all I've got. Whether they've met in other formats or venues, I don't know. 177 Neco, 216 Miles. Long bar down for Neco, 200. Now, Neco does have some results and has played in the Classic Tetris Russia Championship 2023 and did come in second in that one, which was a big double elimination thing, and was second to Panic Portal, who is a regular denizen around these here parts. Classic Tetris Monthly. So no shame in finishing second to Portal. 339 for Neco, 337 for Miles. All right, Neco climbing the board again, uncovers with that bar. Can't use it for a Tetris, had to use it to uncover. And there's a long bar down for Neco, 367. And 405 for Miles. Thank you, Canine Watching Tetris, for gifting 20 subscriptions to the Classic Tetris Monthly community. I couldn't possibly read all those. I try, you know, in the past I used to read them all out loud. It's so hard to do it now with just the flurry of activity and just how much is going on and how much you got to watch these great players. So thank you so much, Canine Watching Tetris. Shianobi with the 100 bits says, buying a hype train emote and supporting CTM at the same time. Hype. Thank you very much, Shianobi, for the 100 bits. Neco with a, you know, kind of didn't have a great place or really no good options for that left side upside down J piece. And so we'll have a little bit of cleanup to do. And we're just about 10 lines away from the 19 transition. So Neco's got to figure out a way to get this just down or it won't be super awkward. 567 for Miles, 13 lines away. Good board. Neco would have had a great place for that long bar, but just didn't see it in time. All right, so this looks manageable. All right, a manageable board for Neco. Of course, you can see down the bottom of the screen there, Neco rolling. Everybody's rolling now. So just assume everyone's rolling unless we tell you that they're not. 507 for him, 591 for Miles. Long bar for him, 614. One Tetris more available for Miles before he hits 19. Are their pieces the same, says J Yeomans 86. Yes. All right, Neco getting a little bit high here, but it is still 19, and he is rolling, so no problem. 562 for Neco, 690 into level 20 for Miles. Neco ahead by 13 lines, just in virtue of playing up higher on the board. When you play up higher on the board, pieces take less time to reach their final resting place, which means you end up getting more pieces than your opponent if they aren't playing as high as you. So that is why Neco is nearly 20 lines ahead of Miles. Tetris Neco 672, 716 for Miles. $5 super chat from Sonic Tetris Player. Says, pair character lying on the side, raising his arm while saying, how's it going? I don't know what that is, but I think that's a description of of like a sticker. So it doesn't actually show the sticker, in my view. It just describes the sticker, which is kind of hilarious that it made me read that out loud. 762 for Neco, 853 for Miles. What's the number next to their PB? Yeah, it's their position on the overall Tetris high score leaderboard. Just gives you an idea of where they stand. Neco does not appear on that leaderboard for some reason. I think Neco's PB would put him somewhere, around 20 something? 857 Neco, 947 for Miles. Amada Kiri says, glad to see a new face at Masters. Yeah, it is always good to see someone new make it into the tournament. Max out for Miles, level 25. 954 Neko. About 10 lines ahead. DJ Mr. Burrow says, the description is pretty on point, actually. Face green, smiling. Yeah, I like that, because I'm using like a different client to actually see the YouTube chat, so it doesn't actually show the stickers, it just describes them. So Neko with the A72, Miles the B09, and Miles, you know, has 16 lines in hand. So this is a huge pace for Miles. Neko into 29 to B11. A huge transition for sure, but Miles right now is way ahead. Neko kind of a delayed 5 and below, but doesn't get the below. All right, Neko's trying to bring this back down. This is a tough position to be this far ahead in lines because you really don't know what your opponent is going to do or what you're going to need. That's a tough spot to be in. Miles with the 1.25. Looking for one more Tetris and we'll get it. And transitions with a 1.287. And I remember when that was basically the Tetris world record. And now guys are just getting it like in a tournament, no problem, before 29. D36 now, D74 for Miles. Uncle Ungi with the $20 contribution. Thank you so much, Ungi. C40 for Neko. He's back by 137,000 points and ahead by 25 lines or so. So this is tough. I mean, Neko really, you know, against a tough opponent, I think Neko just needs to put his foot on the gas. I mean, he's only got now 40 lines to work with, and he's back by, well, about 100,000 points. A little bit of a slowdown for Miles. And Neko trying to eat into that lead. But I think he just needs to go all out. It's so tough to meet a player like Miles in round 1. And there's another Tetris Neko. He's doing everything he can to try to put up some aggression. And another Tetris for Neko. F24, F85 for Miles. Neko trying to close in here and maybe a little slowdown for Miles. He's got something to clear down, but Neko can't really take advantage because he's burning here. And he's got that pesky little gap there in column 4 that's preventing him from scoring for about 2 or 3 levels. Miles looks like he's going to top out at 0.36, so Neko maybe with a chance here, but no, would have to build up for 2. Well, maybe gets a bar over. Oh my word! And no, he's not going to be able to do. He's going to fall short by about, I don't know, like 2/3 of a Tetris. So it was really, really close. Really, really close. Oh my word! Neko did everything that he possibly could do. Had a really annoying gap in his stack, and that kind of was the difference. That gap prevented him from scoring for about 20, scoring Tetrises for about 20 to 25 lines. Double rollover from these two players here in round 1. So a brand new player, a rookie player to CTM, gets a rollover in his first ever match. That's pretty freaking amazing. So GG's to both these players, but it's going to be Miles who will take game number 2. My word. All right, we'll give these players pieces when they're ready. You can take a moment if you need it. I certainly want to take a moment for my Dr. Pepper Strawberries and Cream Zero. God, that stuff is good. So what do you got to do? Like, roll over, not good enough, someone told you, yeah, you're going to your first CTM Masters event, you're going to roll over the score, and you're not even going to point. I mean, it's wild. F7, B0, D0, both players on seed. All right. Let's get them started. Miles versus Neko. Miles on match point, up 2-0. Neko needs to win to stay in. Let's go 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, Miles with the little 5 and below. This is like, getting in baseball, like getting called up to the major leagues, making your first major league start as a pitcher, and throwing a one-hitter, and you get beat. Like, what else can you do? Oh wait, I'm going the full Bidwell, and bringing up baseball analogies. Oh, Neko with some adjustments here. It's all gonna work out. He's gonna get a Tetris. That was crazy to watch. Just flung it over, like triple machine adjustments. All right, Miles starting out a little bit rough here. Neko with the Vits and gets the long bar to fill in the Vits. Now just needs one more to get the Tetris. I don't consider the Vits to be fully converted until you actually get the 2 bars. One for the Vits, one for the Tetris. Personally. All right, Tetris Neko 205. Couple of nice pieces to fill in the middle of that stack, flatten it out. Yeah, I gotta check those baseball analogies. Never go full Bidwell. All right, Tetris Neko 254. Miles still fighting through here. He's not super far behind, 123 through 50 lines, but it's getting to the point now where he's really got to get something, and he sets up for a frisky, dirty Tetris, and he's going to get it. He's trying not to fall too far behind throughout all this, and just, you've got those, what were once called, maybe still called, alternating burn shells, right? You've got gaps that are scattered throughout different columns, and every time you clear one of those gaps away, you put weight on another gap, and that's what leads to these endless digs. So Miles trying to work his way out of that. And Miles set up for another dirty and gets it, 182. So trying to get some points on the way down. And now Miles has got a path out of this. He's going to uncover his board is clean. He's got an open well. Now he's just waiting on a bar to kind of put the finishing touches on that whole mess, and he got it. 209 for him, 356 for Neko through 77 lines. Gets a Tetris, 379 through 81. That is a legitimate tournament pace, so Neko's been pretty good so far and has about 160,000 point lead against Miles to show for it here in Game 3. With Miles up 2-0, Neko would have to win 3 games in a row, and that is a tall order against Miles, one of the best players in the world, coming in here as a rookie. But Neko doing a great job here in Game 3 and did a great job in Game 2. I mean, you can't ask really anything more of yourself. And all the way to 39 rollover. You think that wins games, and most of the time it does. 501 Neko. Here's another Tetris 524. That's my birthday. Wow. 114. Gonna set up the Vits. I love it. That Vits makes a lot of sense. Had a decent board on the left side and room to stash some more pieces over there while he waited for the bar. So seems like a good Vits to me. And the long bar down for the Tetris 546 miles, 377. 9 lines to go until 19. With another Tetris Neko. Another Tetris miles. He's got one more available. Trying to go for kind of a mid 400s transition, and that's what he's going to get. 446 miles. Neko is in at 595, and another Tetris 619 for Neko. So same line count, about 170,000 point lead for Neko. Now, of course, in game one, we did see Miles chase down, what was it, 200,000 points? So really no lead is safe. And so Neko needs to not run into really any big slowdowns that are going to allow Miles to catch up. You know, maybe they can keep pace with one another, or even Miles can slightly outpace Neko over the rest of the game. But what he's got to do is not fall into any extended digs. And Miles fighting up near the top of the stack here. And this is like right from his TikTok account. This is exactly the kind of stuff that he posts and gets out of. So we'll see what he can do. He's able to bring this down with a square to the right and another double. So he should be low enough now. You don't want to breathe too easy yet. Things can still fester, especially with a not very accommodating board and a closed off well. But he's going to open up that well, get a Tetris down there. 602. Meanwhile, Neko still pretty good. Over 200,000 point lead. And Tetris slightly dirty for Miles. All right, Neko, a little bit of a slowdown here, but no problem. Going to get a Tetris out of it. And he's going to try to bring down the board, which is starting to high center a little bit. Oh, nice burn here for Neko to kind of keep the integrity of that well. And he reestablishes that well, gets Tetris ready again. 907, Tetris Miles 701. Neko waiting on a bar here. He's able to get that J to the left to bring it down. And there we go. Neko 974. So over a 200,000 point lead for Neko. And Tetris for him, they have the same line count basically, and Neko with the max out. Not Mecca with the max out. Spoonerism. But yes, Neko with the max out here on 26. Has a T-spin setup here. Doesn't want to probably stay there too long, so he's just going to fill it in. All right, Neko has to cover and gets a long bar over to that left. He's going to uncover again. He's got a Tetris waiting. All right, Miles is into 29 at 894. Tetris for him, 930. Neko with one more available before 29. So really, Miles just needs to kind of score, maybe hang in there, see what Neko can do. I mean, we've already seen in game 2 what he can do. He can go all the way to 39 and roll over the score. So Miles really does have to kind of put his foot in the accelerator. Now, they haven't played too much together. Oh, and Miles' left side is going to be kind of a mess, and I think that's going to do it for Miles. And yes, that is going to do it for Miles. Miles gets a max out, but he's going to top out, and Neko is good in game number 3. GG's to Neko. Seems like that's going to go as an unintentional top out. I don't know. Aggro top out, aggressive top out. I don't know. I'm not the official scorekeeper. All right. 2 games to 1 Miles. Let's give them some pieces. Oh, wait, that was not a... No. Sorry. Wrong button. That was like a natural top out. ABE16E. ABE16E. Sorry about that countdown. Didn't mean to scare you. Thank you, Cat Sugary, for the pin. Cat Surgery. All right, Abe 16E. All right, both players ready. Neko needs to win one more to force a deciding game number 5, Miles. We're gonna end it right now. Let's go 3, 2, 1 Tetris. So I think the big Tetris news of the day is Nintendo announcing their 40th anniversary release of a whole suite of classic, or let's say antique Tetris games, including like the Bombless games, including Hatris and so forth. And also the announcement that the that NES Tetris is going to be released on their, what is it called? Switch Online or something like that platform, whatever it's called. So they are actually coming out with NES Tetris. And, you know, you got to believe that everything that we're doing, everything that CTWC is doing to not allow this game to disappear. Yeah, Nintendo Switch Online. There it is. You know, we're basically forcing their hand, right? They would love to not have to deal with this game anymore. They've got all kinds of new products, but it's your interest as fans, and what we're doing is various organizers of classic Tetris keeping this game alive. It's kind of forcing them to do it and giving them an opportunity to you know, to actually maybe do it profitably. So it's all like, we as a community are all, we all made it happen. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'm not necessarily looking forward to seeing what the latency is going to be and whether this game is even playable, but we'll see. Might frustrate more people than delight them, but that remains to be seen. 234 Neco, 153 Miles. I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm thinking about buying a Switch just to, I mean, I can't really afford one, but I just want to see for myself, you know? I don't think it will be the ideal way to play the game, but at the very least, it could introduce it to a whole new group of people as players who wouldn't otherwise, you know, want to download an emulator or buy a bunch of old TVs or whatever. So, yeah, you can hook them in that way. So I think it's a great development. 290 for Miles, 329 for Neko. Can you like hook a Switch to a CRT? That's what I want to know. Could I get like an HDMI to AV converter somehow that doesn't introduce any lag? $421 Neko, 359 Miles. Yeah, good point. Scout here asking about whether the lag on Dr. Mario is noticeable. 444 for Neko, 405 for Miles. A reverse retro tank, true. I mean, I think they should, I wish somebody would just find a way to release it on a handheld that didn't have any lag, you know? That is what I think would be great. Just put out like a stupid, I don't know, $50 handheld that has it on there. CTM Switch Edition. I mean, I don't see any reason to disallow people playing on Switch because there's definitely no advantage to playing on Switch that I can see. $539 from Neko, $503, but I haven't thought too much about it, so maybe there's arguments for not allowing it, but we let people play on emulator. So it just seems to me something along those lines. As long as it's the same mechanics and the same thing, which I don't have any reason to think it's not. Huge transition pace here for Neko, 630 through 126. Has one more Tetris available before the speed increase and the level 19 level change. We'll see if he can get it or see if he just kind of take. No, yep, there you go. 654 transition for Neko. Huge pace. 598 for MYLES. Another very healthy transition pace here at 19 for MYLES. All right. Long bars in for both. Tetris is 727. Neko 648. MYLES. Make sure to look up MYLES the Great or MYLES Tetris on every major social media platform. And MYLES, a big fan of officially licensed Tetris games. That is for sure. 753 MYLES. He's going to get a Tetris 780. 840 for Neko. On Twitch, he's just MYLES, right? If you look up MYLES Tetris, you'll find him, I think. Oh, my word. All right, MYLES in a bit of a dig here. Dirty Tetris setup gets it. 843, 875 for Neko. Kind of dependent here. He uncovers the well, and he gets it. Tetris, 936. That was starting to climb for him. But Neko pacing, man. I mean, doing everything he's got to do. As a rookie to come in here, facing a top-level player. You know, I used to have a Switch, but I sold it to a coworker during the pandemic because I wasn't really using it. I mainly just bought it because we ran a retro game tournament at work. And I wanted to use the Switch the Switch for some of the games. And then when we didn't have in-person work, I didn't need it anymore and I didn't play it. A67 Neko, there's a Tetris. A99, A41 MYLES, both players with max outs on 26. Tetris MYLES, A75, but Neko with the 1.133. Tetris for MYLES, he's got the 1.1. Neko now with the 1.2. And about 3 lines ahead, Tetris for MYLES, B47. He's chasing a 1.2 before 29. There's B82. One more Tetris would do it. And there's a Tetris in the 1.2 for MYLES. Both players transitioning into 29. Perfect clear for MYLES. I think that was with a triple. It's kind of rarely seen. And now both players are going here. MYLES with a Tetris. Neko with a Tetris. D20 Neko. C70 for MYLES. About a 50,000 point lead for Neko. Same line count. Tetris, MYLES, D10. All right, Neko trying to uncover here, get it well established again. MYLES kind of in the middle of the stack. Let's see what he's going to do. He's actually set up for a center well Tetris. Doesn't want to keep it open too long. He's just going to take the triple down the middle. Neko's board starting to climb. That left side is kind of a mess. Let's see if he can get something over there. He's going to chop it down with L pieces. This is exactly the pieces you want. Now it's low enough where he can attack it with other pieces. And he's opening up that right side, and if he gets a bar, it's a Tetris. Let's see if he can get one in there. He's going to have to take it down, though. MYLES at D88. He's got the lead. Neko fighting through the drought. The drought. Oh, my God. The bar gets over. E18 for Neko. E40 for MYLES. Oh, Neko is going to misdrop that L piece. He brings it all down pretty cleanly, though. And he's still behind MYLES. MYLES fighting here. He's got a Tetris well open. He's going to bring it down with a triple. Neko is set up for a Tetris. Gets it over. He retakes the lead. E88. Same line count for both these players. Another one for Neko. F33. A Tetris over for MYLES. F18. These players look like they're headed for another rollover, but Neko's board starting to get a little bit high. Another Tetris for Neko. F82. F26 for MYLES. MYLES set up for a Tetris in column 8. And he's kind of all in on this Tetris. He's going to have to just bring it down. All right, he opens it up again. And he's trying to keep it open. Neko with the rollover again. MYLES can't get a well-timed bar here. And, oh no, Neko gonna double flip that piece. He's got the rollover and he's gonna top out with the 1.604. And MYLES is good in game number 4. Another double rollover between these two players. And I gotta say, MYLES is gonna walk away with the victory in this one, but goodness gracious, Neko really showed us something here. 2 rollovers, going deep into the 29 phase of the game, rolling over twice, and for those 2 rollovers, he's got nothing to show for those 2 games, but an well, I'm not gonna say incredible, a highly credible performance from Neko. Nothing to be disappointed about except for the result. I mean, he played great. Boy, I cannot wait to see Neko in Masters again, to see what he can do. GG's to you, Neko. That was amazing. But for now, it's going to be MYLES moving on to round 2. So my word, congratulations to both players, and a special shout out to Neko there. I was not expecting that. That might be the best performance by a rookie that we have like ever seen. I can't think of a better one at the moment. Oh my word. Oh my word. All right, we're gonna get our next match set up. Let's run an ad real quick. We'll get these players going. Does Cobalt, do you have a GameScope says by far the best rookie performance ever. 2 rollovers would be a good set even for Alex T. All right, well, from the mouth of Scout. And let me see if I can get this going. Maybe they're both going, but sometimes they're just, you know. Oh. I mean, and also kudos to MYLES, because he had to roll over twice in order to win. You know, it's like crazy. All right, we'll get Scooty all scootied up. Man, that Scooty, he's just getting like, every time we see him, he looks older and older. All right, there we go. So we'll just fix up these cams and we'll be just about ready. All right, so just give me, I just need another moment. Meanwhile, I guess we can get these players some pieces so they can be entering that in. 47A703, 47A703. Whew. I mean, I'm still kind of shook by that performance. Like, I don't even know how to process this, you know? What is this color thing? Why is my color thing all messed up? Oh, I see. It's Scooty's, yeah, Scooty's cam is very narrow today. I see. That's weird, though. Wait, what? Why is it behaving like this? That is really odd. Man, I feel like my game's going to crash again. So I'm just going to leave it like it is, and it's going to be a little scuffed. Let's just hope things don't crash. All right. We're just going to leave it like it is. Okay. All right, 47A703. It looks like both players are ready to go. It is Blue Scooty. It is Cobalt. They're both ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. We're starting our round one match here in the red bracket between Blue Scooty and Cobalt. Of course, Blue Scooty, you know, as the boy who broke Tetris. He made international news late last year, earlier this year, for being the first player ever to play so long in a Tetris game that the game literally could not keep up, thereby leading to a crash of the game. And it was a viral news story and brought a lot of attention to our humble classic Tetris scene. And of course, he's gone on to have great success in competitive classic Tetris. Of course, he had a good finish in the previous CTWC before then. He's won maybe the proudest achievement, of course, winning the Lone Star Open. And is the reigning winner of the Lone Star Open Championship in Austin, Texas, 2024. And Cobalt. Cobalt has been around classic Tetris scene for a while, but does not have, that I can find, a Wikipedia page. So there's no way to find all of Cobalt's different, things all congealed onto like one little place to find it. Unless I couldn't find it. So I don't know. Maybe it's there and I couldn't find it. But I know that Cobalt has made it into the Masters event in the past. I know in June of 2023, he made it into the Masters event. I think that was his first time. And Cobalt also a content creator, and you can find some of his videos on Classic Tetris, or all of them, I guess, on YouTube. I think at youtube.com/OKCobalt. So you can go ahead and check those out, and makes very good content. So, for some reason, it doesn't get the views that Game Scouts do, but they're very high quality. So I think just Scout was first, not first, but Scout was kind of had the first big viral ones, and then he's eating up all of Cobalt's opportunities. So blame Scout yet again for ruining Tetris. 262 for Cobalt, 266 for Scooty. But yeah, I've always enjoyed the videos that I've watched from Cobalt's side. Game Scout says he's played in 2 CTWCs, 1 Masters, and the Boston Regional. So So not a lot of experience at sort of the top tier events, but has been around the Classic Tetris community for a long time. Has a 1.55 million PB the last time I looked. Oh, and Pam Owen says he's got a 1 million view video. Well, that's more 1 million view videos than I have. 356 from Cobalt, 361 from BLUESCUTI. But anyway, the point is, Cobalt, no stranger to the Classic Tetris scene as a player or as a content creator. So it's good to see him here in Masters again. 386 for BLUESCUTI, 379 for Cobalt. What was the channel name again? My stream hiccuped at the worst possible time. OK Cobalt, I believe. That was the last time I looked at it. It was OK Cobalt. Cobalt, like the chemical element, or the in-house brand of tools at Lowe's home improvement stores. Tetris for Scooty, 482, 472 for Cobalt. Oh, that's Cobalt with a K. Whoops. Sorry. That's not Cobalt with a C? Well, it's close enough. $551 BLUESCUTI, $520 for Cobalt as we approach the level 19 transition. Right now, the pieces are falling here on level 18. One space every, or one row every 3 frames. On 19, it'll be 1 row every 2 frames, resulting in a 50% increase in the speed of the pieces, which is pretty fast. And BLUESCUTI going to Tetris into 19 at 621. Very healthy transition pace. Cobalt looking to almost match that. Tetris Cobalt 617, a very, very healthy transition pace for both of these players. BLUESCUTI, of course, a winner of a Classic Tetris monthly Masters event and a Lone Star Open Championship, thus the Star 2 next to his, or above his name. That star is Open Championships, both Classic Tetris Monthly and Lone Star and Mega Masters all combined. 697 Cobalt, 690 for BLUESCUTI. So Cobalt right now with a score lead and has lines in hand as well. So a true lead for Cobalt at the moment. Oh, is it actually Cobalt Tetris? All right, well, just look up Cobalt Tetris on YouTube and you'll find it. I don't know. I'm looking at OK Cobalt and I am seeing 11,000 subscribers and Tetris content. So watch everything and leave comments. You know, like, share, and subscribe, guys. 818 for Cobalt, 892 for BLUESCUTI. Oh, excuse me, guys. I had to mute for a minute. I had a kind of a sneezing fit. But I'm better now. Oh, nice pullback there for Cobalt to make room for the incoming, looks like, L-piece. Tetris Cobalt 943, 992 BLUESCUTI, but BLUESCUTI's left side of his board kind of dependent here. So we'll see what he can do to get this down. Needs a bar. Gets a great bar for a triple to bring this stack down considerably. Just a couple lines of burning left to do to clean this up before he opens the well. He's going to do it there with a Z piece. He's got the max out Scooty. Long bar over Tetris. A44. 979 for Cobalt. But Cobalt is back by about 13 lines. So it's actually much closer than the scores appear here. And Cobalt trying to dig his way out of this, trying to uncover that well. And just can't get exactly the right pieces to do that. Long bar over for a Tetris. Scooty is in to 29 with a 1.1 at B63 right now. Another Tetris for Scooty, making it look easy. There's just a lot of real, you know, Scooty just plays in a way that's just very, he's just got a very relaxed look about him. The pieces get over nice and easy. Doesn't look like a big cosmic struggle every time he's moving a piece. Speaking of struggling here, Cobalt, though, just transitioning into 29 with a very high board. Oh, and Scooty has got a problem here. Cobalt is not going to be able to burn this down, I don't think. But, oh, he gets that T over, but he can't. So Scooty's going to top out in level 31, and Cobalt does him a kindness and tops out as well on 29. But he's got the max out. So a great score here for Cobalt in his first game back in Masters in a while. But Scooty is going to take this game in game number 1. Scooty up 1-0. That's going to be tough, you know. I mean, God, you haven't been in Masters. Maybe you've been in Masters one time. Your first opponent is Scooty. What are we doing to these poor newbies? Or quasi-newbies. Or, you know, not even newbies, but... You DM'd me Cobalt's match history. Got it. Thank you, Mari. Doing the digging. Let's get Cobalt a page, man. All right, let's get these players' pieces. 57601F, 57601F. I know there's probably a threshold of, you don't get a page until you have so many matches, but I don't know. Cobalt's been around for a long time. Has 6 total matches. Well, I'll talk about it when we start the game. Thanks, Guafi. Wouldn't be the first time well, forget it. All right, Scooty running off here. I guess I'll run an ad. I mean, we need to run ads. Why is my seed thing saying V4 now? Yeah, that's okay. It's just certain seeds are compatible with the V4 version of the cartridge, and those aren't compatible with the ones. I don't know. It's a whole thing. So you're good. It'll say the same thing when Scooty puts a seed in. Pretty sure. Yeah. 57601F. Do I want to finish my statement there? No. Listen. Not your pal. All right. Church was being a pain, needed to get him out of the room. All right, so we're just waiting for Cobalt to enter the seed. It is there. Doc Pi has pinned it 57601F. 57601F. If I need to pop it in there again, I will. Cobalt, you all right? Well, maybe Cobalt's taking a moment here, but let me refresh the cameras here and just make sure that he's good. All right, we're refreshing cameras. Cobalt, are you okay? Oh my god, why is Scooty so blurry now? Scooty, you're so blurry. What the heck? All right. Oh, there we go. All right, I think we're good. Cobalt wants to know, what do you think about U2? Yeah, I mean, they're an iconic band and have sold a lot of records, and they've made a lot of good music. I don't go to it all the time myself, but I don't usually turn it off if it comes on the radio. All right, I like stuff off the early albums. All right, both players ready. 5760F. And we need it ready from Cobalt. As soon as you get it ready from Cobalt, we will start. We just need to know that Cobalt is ready. Oh, all right, thumbs up. All right. Well, Cobalt is thumbing up, so we're gonna just start and assume it's right. All right, it doesn't work. It doesn't apparently work for them. So, all right, you got Hover 3. Let's go ahead and get him started. Blue Scooty and Cobalt, game number 2. And if they're not ready, I guess we'll just have to, we'll just have to do whatever. All right, now they're ready. Okay. He's never used version 5 until the week. No problem. Okay. Well, we are ready. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. that went about as well as anything's ever gone on this channel. I don't know. Somebody asking, what is the origins of CTM? Well, there was somebody who started a tournament inspired by the Classic Tetris World Championship. She started a tournament called Classic Tetris Monthly back in late 2017, and it was a 16-player tournament, and that was it. And it kind of went on for a few months. And it was kind of getting to be a drag on that person's time, on Friday Witch's time. And she couldn't really do it anymore. She was trying to find someone to take it over. At the time, the Discord had about 180 people in it. And we're struggling even to get 16 players a month. So, I don't know. After a lot of hemming and hawing and agreeing and then backing out, I decided to, I don't know, I guess I'll take it over because I was kind of a fan of Classic Tetris and I enjoyed hanging out with the people on Twitch. So I said, all right, well, I guess I'll run it. And I don't know. And then it's just kind of taken off from there. I mean, that was back. I took it over in October, or I had my first tournament in October 2018. So I've been doing it ever since then, really going on 6 years now. I guess almost 6 years, something like that. 142 Blue Scooty, 106 Cobalt. All right, there you go. Cobalt's going to uncover the well. At the time, I had been, streaming on Twitch. There were not many people streaming Tetris on Twitch. There was like maybe 6 people overall that were streaming Tetris on Twitch. It was like Jonas and Harry and me and a couple of other people. I started something back in March called Tetris Deathmatch, and that's where I kind of learned how to restream stuff and got started commentating Tetris matches on that. Tetris Deathmatch still runs to this day. It's been run by Ronkley every first Sunday. And it was just kind of a show up and play thing. And so that's kind of where I got my experience and why it would have made sense for me to take over CTM, because I was the only person hosting any other kind of online NES Tetris matches. I was the only other person doing that besides Classic Tetris Monthly, which was one Sunday a month or one Saturday a month or whatever it was. And that was it for competitive Tetris on Twitch. And I don't know. I just kind of, just going with the flow. Just continue to do it pretty much every single month. They're taking a few months off, but I don't know. It's a fun time. And I'm not tired of it. I mean, I feel like sometimes I'm tired of it, but I'm tired of everything all the time. All right, surprised Cobalt didn't set up for the Vits there. I mean, that would have been great for the memes, but maybe not good for the stack. 284 for Cobalt, 395 for Blue Scooty. Do I run this full-time or you have a full-time job? Well, yeah, I run it as my main thing in life. I'm trying to make it a career. It is not going great, but, we're figuring it out. 308 for Cobalt, 441 for Blue Scooty. I mean, there are other streamers, right? That make streaming their career. So I'll give it a shot. Why not? But I will say, I don't think anybody organizing any Tetris tournament are making a great living at it. As far as I know, there's no one who is an organizer at the highest or lowest levels who are making any kind of living at it. So, not something I'll do indefinitely, but it's fun to try for now. 532 Blue Scooty, 403 for Cobalt. Arbaro says, Tetris for the non-pros is incredibly profitable. What are you talking about? I mean, the people who are doing the best at Tetris in terms of, bringing in anything resembling like whatever, something you can maybe almost live off are like the players. Not that they're making a huge amount, but I'm sure there are kids that are playing Tetris at the highest levels, winning tournaments. 629 here for Blue Scooty, 457 for Cobalt. That probably don't have to get part-time jobs. And that's great. That is what we want. Cobalt going to top out here, 457. Didn't get to the 19 transition. Scooty was way ahead. And Scooty going to take game number 2 while we answer a few questions from the fans here on level 18. So Scooty, you can go ahead and top out. You are good. So on that topic, let's check in. Let's give Scooty his points. And Scooty about to top out here on the very topic of the prize pool so that we can keep, the players fat and happy. We are currently at $1,486, $1,486.75. The most recent contribution to the prize pool was Uncle Ungie. Now, right now we will be paying the top 4, which is fine. But if we can get to 2,000, we will pay the top 8, which is excellent. So if anybody out there is watching, we only have this stream and then the final stream to get to 2,000. So if you don't think I'm talking to you and you think, oh, he's talking to other people or, I don't really have to. No, I'm talking to you. If you have $2, $5, $10, or $20 that you can spare to kick into the prize pool, this goes to the players. Use the Matcherino command in chat. If you can't use the command, go to ctm.gg/Matcherino and kick into the prize pool. Our goal is 2,000. We can't pay the top 8 unless we get to 2,000. So please do that. Any amount helps. And there are also some sponsor quests, which are free ways to contribute to the prize pool. So please do that. I am talking to you, in case you don't know. Thank you, Cousin Avi, with the tier 1 gift sub to Katsuguri. Let's give these players some new pieces. 4130C5, 4130C5. Thank you, Katsugiri. Anyway, yeah, I can't stress enough. Please contribute to the prize pool. We need to get to 2,000. $5 Real Bland is a true one. Real Bland with the $5 contribution. Thank you very, very, very much. That is what we need. All right, Cobalt signaling, yes, I am ready, 100%. Please start the game. He's figured it out. Let's get him started. Blue Scooty up 2-0. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Thank you, Real Bland, for the $5. You know, if we had everybody watching right now kicked in, what? We have 231. If everybody kicked in $2, or $3, definitely, we would be at we would exceed our goal. That's it. $2. If somebody contributed $10, they would do the job of 5 people or 3 people, whatever. So please consider it. You know, we give you a lot of free entertainment all year long. Both we as organizers and then the players as players. So I think the least you can do is help support the prize pool every once in a while. You know, $5, $10 here or there. I mean, for goodness sake, you're paying Netflix, you're paying Hulu. It's not nearly as entertaining as classic Tetris players are. 70,000 for Blue Scooty, 71,000 for Cobalt. Ben Squirrely with the tier 1 gifts up to Tetris. And, you know, let's face it, if these prize pools start to diminish, players aren't going to want to play as much. I mean, you don't think, oh, they're just in it for the money. Well, it helps, you know, if they're like, well, I'm not sure if I want to play this month. Well, okay, you know, I could win a little bit. It's good for the motivation. Not that I want them to play every single month until they burn out, but it definitely helps offset the time and effort they put into it. And you know what? It's either this or get a part-time job for some of these players, and this is probably more fun for them. So, and I like that. 209 for Cobalt, 230 for Blue Scooty. Thank you so much to Biggie Mac with the $2. Says, bullied me into $2. Well, it worked. $5 from Sup Daft says, let's go Mets. So there you go. They are heeding the call. Thank you, Sup Daft and Biggie Mac and Real Bland for heeding the call. $280 Cobalt. He's going to Tetris 303. Blue Scooty has a little pesky ceiling over a column 2 well that is not a Tetris well. So trying to figure out how to do this as efficiently as possible. Maybe we need to do some sort of incentive, you know, some like drawing at the end of every month for everyone who contributes at least $5 or something like that, or every $5 gets you an entry into some little prize raffle thing or something. I don't know. That would be fun. It's really important to me that we fund these players, you know. Mari says, has Vandy mentioned Cobalt stats yet? No, I have not. I've been trying to plead with people for to contribute to the prize pool, but Mari doing the hard work here, digging out Cobalt's entire match play history, has 6 matches from CTWC against Ian and Coffee. Those are losses. Has a loss against SV, a win against Guafi, and a loss against Tristop. And then has a win against Eyeball and Masters and a loss against Huffaluffagus. That must have been in June 2023. So 8 total matches in the database here for Cobalt, with a 3-5 record, 30 games overall, and a 14-16 win-loss record in those games. And listed right now as a 1.569 PB, so I have that wrong. Well, or at least it was maybe Maybe that's recent, but anyway, that's what the leaderboard showed me, so that's what I went with. So there you go. Not an extensive match history for Cobalt, but really doing well here. Having a little bit of issues. I don't think that's on our side. $562 for Scooty, $489 for Cobalt. Tetris Cobalt, $513. I really do want to see more Cobalt in competition. So $515 transition for Cobalt, $539 after Tetris, $615 here for Scooty. 2 lines away, looking for a Tetris, has a well. Remember, Miles is waiting to play the winner of this match. And Scooty's going to Tetris into 19 and pile another one in there. He's got a 664 here on 19 and another Tetris 689 into level 20. Cobalt 595 as he's just about to exit level 20. So a big lead for Scooty here in game number 3. Cobalt needs to win this one to stay in. So yeah, true. Cobalt's PB just shy of a rollover. $678 for him, $771 for BLUESCUTI. And Cobalt trying to bring this down. Start scoring again. Scooty kind of high in the middle here. It's going to end up having to take a triple on that right side. Just couldn't really safely pile things in that middle anymore. Now is setting up on the left well. Long bar over Tetris, 839. 693 for Cobalt. Abby Normal with the $10 contribution to the prize pool. Thank you so much, Abby Normal. Appreciate that. We are now at $1,508. So under $500 to go. Oh, Cobalt's left side kind of a mess after an indecisive bar or some kind of adjustment or something like that. And now Cobalt scrambling up near the top of the board and is dependent here on good pieces coming in and is being able to get them over left and right. All right, he's working this down. Oh, but a couple of Z's in a row or S's in a row are kind of a mess. But all right, he's going to open up that little well in the middle. He's trying to keep it open. He's actually set up for a dirty Tetris and gets it. That is risky, but it's going to bring the stack down to some better measure of safety. Still not out of the woods yet. There's gaps all around. And this just takes a lot of concentration. Meanwhile, Scooty is up 300,000 points. And a long bar down triple for Cobalt. And Cobalt trying to take a workable board into 29, and we'll see what he can do. He's going to Tetris into 29 at 831. 1.1 for Scooty into 29. So let's see what Cobalt can do. Set up for a dirty Tetris. Gets it. 875. Scooty's left side is a mess. Gets a bar over, but this could end up being a top out, and I think it will for Scooty. So the chase down is B14. I don't know what Cobalt can do, but needs to chase down a B14. And that left side is a mess for Cobalt. Let's see if he can bring this down. Now the right side is a mess. The whole thing is a mess. That's going to be a top out for Cobalt. And Scooty is going to take this one in a sweep. So GG's to Cobalt. I mean, listen, you're running to BLUESCUTI in round 1 is not an easy thing to do. But it's great to see you here and hope to see you here again. Let's play more than 10 matches in your life. That would be good. All right, we're going to set up our match here between Scooty and MYLES, and we'll be back in a moment. Was MYLES Neco 3-1, or is it 3? Yeah, it was 3-1, right? Yeah. Yeah, thanks. All right, just give me about a minute, guys. You can watch them warm up. I'll be back in a moment. All right, folks, thank you for your patience. Sue Had a late class to teach, and I wanted to say hello to Sue. She just came home. Just fix this camera. In the meantime, I'll give these players their pieces. So the winner of this match will go to the semi-finals against Alex T. We've already got the Dangler and Sidnev. We got Alex T and the winner of this. So that is what is on the line. Let's go ahead and get these two players underway. Miles and BLUESCUTI are number 3 and number 6 seed. Round 2. Classic Tetris Monthly Masters Event Red Bracket 3-1 Tetris. So these players have met very recently. And they've met multiple times in 2024. Most recently, they have met in the Lone Star Championship Finals. That has been posted to YouTube, so you can find that if you want to endure it. The recording on site was busted, so we had to go with the stream VOD, which is very choppy and has some problems, but we elected to post it anyway because we don't want a match of that caliber to be unavailable. But be warned that it does have some laggy issues, and it is not altogether enjoyable to watch, but hopefully you'll get something out of it. And it was one of my favorite, as a commentator, one of my favorite experiences, co-commentating with Sharky. I think we work pretty well together. 114 for both of our players. All Tetrises as we get underway here in game number 1. So BLUESCUTI was the winner of that matchup with the Lone Star Championship 2024. Scooty beat Lapis, Sharky, and Cobra on the way there. And Miles beat Maddie, Andy, Dog on the way there. So Miles had a really difficult path to the finals for Lone Star, having to get through Andy and Dog to get to the finals. Ultimately, it was Scooty sweeping that one, but it did not seem like a sweep. It did not have, well, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Whoops. Anyway, well, don't watch it now. But it did not seem like a sweep. There was not sweep energy there. It was two very hard-fought games between two great players. Whoops. Sorry about that. Just forget that you heard that and watch it anyway. 251 for Miles, 253 for Scooty. Now, they also faced each other in the July regular CTM. And BLUESCUTI took that one. That was I believe it was a top 8 matchup. That was a top 8 matchup, 3-1 Scooty. And Miles at the Waco regional, though, did beat Scooty in the semifinals. 3-2 in a decider. So some pretty big matchups against these players. Overall, 4-2 in favor of Scooty. So maybe Miles looking for a little retribution. Maybe not retribution, but you know, a little bit of, you know, hey, I'd like to win this one. You got to win one. Now I get to win one. 354 for Miles, 331 for Blue Scooty. And their only other matchup in CTM was in November 2023, and Miles did beat Scooty in a decider. In round 2. That was the month before Scooty won it. So both players tied in score and line, or at least in score. Yeah, they are. They're tied in score, but not in lines. They have a 4-line difference when they were tied in score. So anyway, 2 top flight players. Scooty has won 2 different CTM top level events, including a CTM Masters event and that Lone Star Championship. Miles looking for win number 1 in Classic Tetris Monthly Cinematic Universe, at least at the top levels. And Miles, you know, as a probably the most viral, most followed classic Tetris star on the internet. Millions of views, hundreds of thousands of followers across all his platforms. And known for enjoying officially licensed Tetris games, as we all do. 562 for Miles, 560 for Blue Scooty. Cobra says online facts. I, Cobra, was the only person to take a game off Scooty the entire Lone Star tournament. All right, there you go. Both players pacing for sure. Centerwell Tetris for Miles, 631. 606 for Blue Scooty. So pretty much tied in pace as we head to the 19 transition, where the speed will increase by 50%. Miles, the first one in, he's at 657 on 19. He leaves himself with a left well after transition. He's going to have to take this down. Long bar gets over. Tetris for Miles, 684. Scooty is in. Now he's got a Tetris here, 687 into level 20. So separated by 1 line and like 1,000 points or something like that. It is very, very close between these 2 top flight players. Both players are game crashers, Blue Scooty being the first one, Miles being not the first one, but there still are not that many. I mean, how many are there? I mean, has anyone done it since that flurry of the first 6 or 8 of them? Has anyone done it since CTWC? I don't even know. I haven't been following. I think that sort of flurry of attempts has died down a little bit. Maybe Gerald has done it since CTWC. I don't know. There's 6 crashers still. 828 for Miles, 833 for Blue Scooty. So I don't know. I think that will pick up again if we do no cap November. Maybe that'll kind of kick it off again as players get off the dash grind and go back to the rebirth grind. I'm not sure. Tristop definitely got it before CTWC, because there was that moment where they had those plaques made up for the game crashers, but then it was like Tristop was one of the people who didn't get a plaque because there wasn't time. Wasn't that right? Isn't that how that worked? Like they gave it to like Fractal and Scooty, and yeah, it was Tristop and Miles who stood up and like, yeah, sorry, no plaque for y'all. Sorry. 863 Miles, 993 for Blue Scooty. Yeah, Scooty, Fractal, Andy, Dog, Miles, Tristop. So Gerald doesn't have it yet, huh? Now, does Dog have the real crash, or does he have the theory game crash? Where he like got to the level but wasn't playing on the OG cart? Gerald got theoretical. I don't know. What do you think? I think you got to get the actual crash. There's something about playing with just that 99999 looking at you the whole time that is different. You know what I mean? I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, I could acknowledge the level, but you technically didn't crash the game. 1.2 here for Scooty as we approach 29. Basically 1.2 flat here with one Tetris available. Takes a skim in a Tetris into 29 at C38. Tetris for Miles, A89, 1 to go. There's a Tetris Miles B25 into 29. So right now, Scooty with about 128,000 point lead, ahead by 5 to 10 lines. Here's a Tetris Miles. Miles is going to take a triple down that right side, fill in the middle of that sack. B86 for him. Scooty is set up for a Tetris, takes a triple. There's a Tetris for Miles, C24. Miles' left side needs some fixing here. Gets a bar over to help do that. Scooty humming along here. He's got the 1.3. Building up that left pretty high. Needs to take some skims now. A little bit dependent. Gets a piece over to the left to bring this down. Gets a Tetris. Scooty gets one. And Miles in trouble and knows it and trying to figure out what he can do. And look at this dig from Miles. That left side, though, might be cut off. And yes, it is. Miles going to top out C42. And Scooty is good in game number 1. GG to both of our players. Let's get our players some pieces for when they're ready. Scooty got to mulling this out. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Van Dweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day. Blue Scooty with the 1.789 Tetris. He's got the 1.8 million, and he's playing on 39, and he actually gets, oh no, oh, he's one line away. Oh, and he couldn't get it. He almost got the level 40. He got the 339 lines. He was playing on the super kill screen, and he was one line away from the level 40. Bro was playing on 39. Oh my God. I know it. A year from now, we're going to need a level 49 triple kill screen. I just know it. This is not over. Oh my goodness gracious. Game Scout says the 5th highest score in the 39 cap era with the 1.8248 million. Has anyone hit 40 with the double kill screen? Yes, Alex T twice, I think. All right, let's get these players some pieces. Please make it a 1.5x speed cap. Well, there are limitations for what you can do. It's not, I'm not making any speed cap, you know. Now, if that were possible, I wouldn't necessarily be in favor. I wouldn't be not in favor of making a 1.5 at 39 and the 2x at 49. That could be interesting. But I don't know how you can do that. I'm not a programmer. In fact, I have no skills whatsoever. All right, both players have their pieces in 6B4530, 6B4530. All right. let us go ahead and get him started here in game number 2. Scooty up 1-0 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, I don't know anyone else who has level 40 in CTM. I don't really follow the other leagues like CTL or anything very closely. Often I'll hear about something if it happens, but I haven't heard about maybe I think someone hit 40 in CTL, but I don't have time to follow that as closely as I would like to. By the way, I'm just going to keep harping on it because we only have this match and then 3 other matches to get to our incentive. But if you want to contribute to the prize pool, I mean, you already know what to do, right? Unless you're absolutely brand new, go to ctm.gg/Matcherino or use the Matcherino command in chat. And yes, I am definitely talking to you. Don't think you're like, he doesn't mean me. He means other people. I mean you. Like, if you can hear my voice, I'm talking to you. Use the Matcherino command or go to the website ctm.gg/Matcherino. It's very easy, a one-click login. You can pay with a credit card or a PayPal account. Head on over there, kick in like $5. It all helps. You know, a lot of times these prize pools, they're funded in big chunks by people who are huge fans of classic Tetris and maybe, you know, have a good chunk that they can contribute. But how sustainable is that if we don't get smaller contributions from, you know, across the fan base? It's going to be hard to keep these prize pools going. So I implore you, please do contribute whatever you can. $1, $2, $5, $10 is great. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat from Alex Thatch. Says, good job, Blue Scooty. Anyway, ctm.gg/Matcherino. That takes you to the Matcherino website. It all goes to the players. $302 from Miles, $222 Blue Scooty. And thanks to Abby Normal for the $10, Supdaff for the 5, Biggie Mac for the 2, Real Bland for the 5, 20 from Uncle Ungy NMC with the $5, Agathis with the $50, Whoops, another rabbit hole from $5, that did $5, Freezy Burn with the 50, Supdaft with another 10, JD Turkleton 25, Canine Watching Tetris 52, Tom J with the 10. See, all these little, you know, bits and bobs, right? That's what we really want to see. Jens Axpo with 100, very, very generous. Arbaro, thank you so much for the 25. Reinbold family with the $1. Game Scout 2332. GS Cookie with $1. This is what we need to see. And then of course the big one, which you know, you can't always assume we're going to get these, but Scott Gray with the $1,000 contribution to the prize pool. So we can't always assume we're just going to get that. We need to do this as a community. Keep these players motivated and make it viable for them to continue to put in the time. Skip Logic with the $69. Thank you very much, Skip. What a contribution. What a legend. Thank you very, very much, Skip Logic. The $69, and GameScout with the $34.46 contribution. Another contribution from GameScout. That gets us up to $16, $12, $21. Thanks to both of you. Appreciate that. $417 for Blue Scooty. $511 for Miles. And I'm not pushing on it hard because I get some kind of share of it. It's just, you know, I know that it's what keeps this whole thing going. 434 Blue Scooty, 542 for Miles. He's going to get a Tetris 565. We got a little bit of frames on one of our thing here. I'll go ahead and well, we'll see if we have to. We might not have to refresh it. We'll see. Well, I might refresh it. I'm going to refresh it. I've made the decision. It's going to happen. We'll see what happens. All right, that brings us a little closer here. All right, 526 for Scooty, 2 lines away. Miles is already in at 635. Another big transition for Miles. Blank name says Scooty's mom keeps picking the phone up. Yeah, that was back in the old days. Like, you would be on the internet and like your mom or dad would pick up the phone and that would like ruin your internet session. Be like, Mom, I'm on the internet. And you'd be like, oh, can you get off can I just make one phone call? And be like, all right. That was how it was. 633 Blue Scooty, 741 Miles. Tetris over for Scooty, 659. Miles has a 100,000 point lead, but he is ahead a little bit in lines. Not by too much. Actually, he has the 100,000 point lead, even being close in lines. So that was like 50 years ago. Well, that wasn't 50 years ago. More like 30 years ago. Tacky with the $100 contribution. Thank you, Tacnerus. I had a lot of time to chat with Tacnerus at Montreal. Solid dude. Thank you so much, Tacnerus, for the $100 contribution to the prize pool. That brings us up to 1712. So we are getting there. And Tacky says, please, no more dial-up references. All right, I won't do it. 840 for Blue Scooty. There's a Tetris 871. Tetris Miles 953. Just one line apart and about an 80,000 point lead for Miles. It's really not a big lead because as we get, closer to 39, that becomes less than a 2 Tetris lead. So a lot can change. And board starting to climb here for Miles. He's going to take a skim at a Tetris. Leaves himself a gap to deal with, though. So he's going to take care of that. I think he's going to take care of it right now. That T is going to help. And Scooty, what the heck just happened? Yeah, we're going to... This is annoying. They were close enough that we are going to stop this game. And we are going to have to replay this game. Scooty, this was not the time to crash the game. What the heck? I have never seen that. I mean, we were within about 100,000 points when it happened, so it's not. If it was like 200,000 points, we'd probably. I don't know, but I mean that's just. I've never seen that. I have never ever seen that. All right, give the guy... No, we don't. We're not deciding it like that. We still had a lot of game left. Something like this did happen to Cheese as well. It's a little bit disappointing because Miles was ahead, but certainly not enough ahead. Rhubarb said it was like a 50K difference at the same line count at the moment of the glitch. Mushin says, call CNN. Scooty has done it again. So, while it does seem disappointing because you're a little bit behind, but... Don't blow into the cart. You'll just rust the pins. It's superstition. All right, Scooty, can you play a couple test games and just make sure that we're good? We're going to replay that game. Romix Psymaster with the 10 BAM says, once a crasher, always a crasher. Now it's the earliest ever game crash, right? Scooty, play a test game. I just want to confirm that. Oh, whoops. Just refreshing the games here. I just need to confirm that the cart works. Yeah, we don't think anything goofy is up. I mean, Scooty's an honorable kid. Never had a problem. All right. So is the game, it works? Yeah. Can you just, did he play a game? I guess it works. All right. We switched consoles. Oh, they switched consoles. Okay. Let's re-roll the seed here. It is, I think it's probably annoying for both players to be yanked out of their games when they're kind of in the groove here. All right, it seems like it's okay. I'm gonna give you guys new pieces. Zero EC24F. Zero EC24F. You're now on the Retron. Thanks, Arbaro, for the pin. And true, while you're waiting for this, y'all have plenty of time to contribute to the prize pool. Thanks, blank name. All right, well, that is what happens when we're playing games on the internet. 0EC24F, 0EC24F. All right, we're going to put it out of our mind. We're going to take a deep breath in and breathe out. Okay, now we are good. We are reset. We're feeling good. And we're going to go ahead and start game number 2 between these two players. Scooty up 1-0 over Miles. Miles looking to win to tie this one up in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. All right, Miles on the board with the first couple of lines here. Looks like this seed might be a little sketchy for these players. Neither player with a Tetris. Finally one there for Miles through 9 lines. And Scooty looking for his first one. For those of you on the YouTubes or watching the recorded version of this, we did have a console malfunction that was fairly deep. Oh my God, Jesus the Frog with the $1,000 contribution to the prize pool. So we have exceeded our goals. So you will hear no more complaining from me, Vandy, about the prize pool. Thank you, Jesus the Frog. Are you serious? So Blue Scooty trying to fight through the early part of this game number 2. Yeah, we did have a console malfunction, so we're kind of replaying game number 2, and this is what you don't have to sit through when you watch the edited versions on YouTube. But anyway, thank you so much, Jesus the Frog. What a great contribution. $2,712 we're up to now. That was a $1,000 contribution. Jesus says, well, that's never happened before. Thank you very, very much. That was very, very generous. So we have reached our goal. We will be paying the top 8 so that every player that has won a match this month will get a prize. $122 for Blue Scooty, $196 for Miles. Thank you very, very much. It's just very, very nice to do. Tetris for Miles, 223. Scooty, 169. Tetris Miles, 247 through 59. And Scooty, same line count, 192. So about a 2.5 Tetris lead for Miles in the early part of game number 2. Sarham Melek says it's 2024. We already got a game crash in competition. It's Finzi on Twitch says, I just picked up a console. I can't wait to start my Tetris journey. Doubt I'll be as good as these guys, but I'm determined to. Well, good. Welcome. It's Finzi. Good to hear. And join our Discord server at ctm.gg/discord. And you'll find, you know, like 7 years plus of discussion and help and inanity as well. 392 for Miles, 356 for Scooty. Miles gets another one over 414. Arbaro says, can I plug Tetris for the non-pros? I mean, it sounds like you just did. So, yeah, you can drop a link in there. Lucas says, Vandy, I will do anything in my power to make No Cap November happen. Ooh, all right, I have leverage now. Tetris for Miles, 508 through 112, 452 through 114 for Blue Scooty. He's got a Vits set up, gets the long bar to tuck in the Vits. And there's a long bar for a Tetris. 478 for Scooty, 555 for Miles. Curie says, monthly Tetris is your $2,000 for 49 cap next month offer still valid. I don't even remember what that is. I don't remember even saying that. 524 transition for Blue Scooty. Miles one line away. Trying to pick up another Tetris here. Long bar over Tetris. Miles 624 transition. So about a 100,000 point lead at transition for Miles. All right, Scooty trying to find something to skim and create a Tetris well. The middle of the board not super accommodating, but it's figuring it out. Long bar over Tetris, Scooty 616, 699 for Miles. Well, at the very least, maybe Miles has gotten a TikTok out of that. aborted game number 2. $783 for Miles. Tetris here for Blue Scooty 707. Miles going to add one 810. So Miles back by, you know, anywhere between 6 and 10 lines with about between a 70 and 100,000 point lead. So Miles with a true lead here. Yeah, for no cap November, what if we did like 39 cap for the first 2 games or something like that? 49 cap for the next games, and if it's a decider, it could be uncapped. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way that these don't take 10 hours. Something like that. 918 Miles, 889 for Scooty. So Scooty starting to put the gas on a bit. But again, he is, you know, he's ahead in score, but again, he's ahead in lines by 12 lines. And this burning sequence for Miles is not helping, but it's helping Scooty have the space here to try to build a lead, which he now has a lead by about 70,000 points, but he's ahead by 10 lines. Scout says mixing the caps is weird. You think best of 3 for Scout? Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking, which would be more conventional, like a BO3. Because, you know, if you got a game that can go 20 minutes, you don't need best of 5 to prove, like, you know, who's the winner of that match. So both players at the max out. Scooty now with the B30, 1 line away from the 19 transition. I'm sorry, the 29 transition. A72 for Miles. So, right, so Scooty is into 29 at B66. Miles looking to get in at about B42, so about 2/3 of a Tetris. Yeah, B44, so about 2/3 of a Tetris behind Miles at 29. C53 for Scooty. The speed here is one row every frame, and there's 20 rows. C68 for Scooty. C79 now. Miles tough here. C38. Miles trying to bring this back down, bring some order back to this board so we can start scoring Tetrises again. Flings pieces to the left to build that out. Starting to bring it down. And Scooty not really scoring here. D45. See if he's going to try to set up for something in that column 3. He's trying, but he's just going to have to bring it down. Miles actually set up here. Oh, no, he was not set up. Sorry, that right side was not quite set up yet. I was getting excited. But he's trying to get it set up. And what's he going to do? Is he going to build this out? Yes, he's going to build it out. Now he is set up. And he gets it Tetris. It's Miles at D35. Scooty at E18. Now Scooty's ahead by about 6 lines. It's on level 36. Tetris for Miles, D81. There's one for Blue Scooty, E65. So Miles kind of in here needs... Oh, he's actually set up. He's kind of all in. Gets it. Tetris column 3, like 3 rows off the bottom. And Scooty's board starting to climb at E71, and Miles is good at E77. So Miles is going to take game number 2 and let him play it out here. I don't think he's going to get much more, but he could get a rollover here if he could get rid of this right side, which is a mess. Can he score like 2 more is what he would need. And I don't know that he's going to be able to get one, but he's going to set up for it. I mean, at least he's going to try. He's doing the right thing, and he's trying. And there's one down the middle, and can't quite get the 8,400 more for the rollover, but good enough. He'll take the win. That's got to feel good for Miles, especially with that aborted game number 2 that we didn't get to finish. You know, he was ahead in that one, so he probably feels like maybe he was owed that one. So to come back and take that real game number 2 probably feels pretty good for him. All right. So mental reset, everybody. It is true game 3. So new piece is going to be 27C434. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 6. Right, Miles? Just kidding. How do the seeds work in here? Do you mean the seeds like when it says random seed? So they are on a cartridge where they can type in a code, and if they type in the same code, they get the same preordained piece sequence. So I can generate, I have something that, the tournament seeds? Yeah, the players they put in 1 hour qualifiers. The average of their top 2 scores during that 1 hour is put together and then ranked, and then the top 16 players overall in the qualifier, that is what they're in, and then they're ranked in that order. All right, both players are ready. Let's make sure 27C434, both players ready. Let's get them started. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between these two great players, Miles and Blue Scooty, and a rematch of the Lone Star Open Championship 3-1 Tetris. $1.99 super chat from Alex Thatch on YouTube says, solid work, Miles. Thank you, Alex Thatch on YouTube. All right, both players starting off not with an ideal stack, but they're getting it figured out. They would kind of like a bar, I'm sure, would help. And there's the bars coming in. And they are happy again. Thanks for the 4 bits from Awesome Cuber 853 says, younger than me and is already taller than me. Haha. Oh, he said Scooty. He's referring to Scooty. Haha. Thanks, Cuber. All right, the toast song is on, so if you've all got emotes for CTM, you probably have the toast emote, and you can spam your toast emote in honor of this great song, which I took out of the playlist for a while because I don't generally like songs with words for playing, but it's only one song. I mean, it's only one word. I mean, toast. So it's not as bad. And then plus the opportunity to make an emote and a minor meme. Well, you can't pass up a good minor meme opportunity. Long bar over for Miles, 188. There's one for Scooty, 135. They're each going to Tetris again. So Miles with a 50,000 point lead. Sentient Longbar says, how am I just noticing that both players are facing away from their boards? They are. I generally don't like to reverse their cameras to make them face the boards. Unless it's like super blatant, but I don't know. It's not important. I think we all understand that they are actually looking at their pieces in their house. So I respect your intelligence enough to not have to do that. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I should not be respecting people's intelligence. I don't know. But I believe in you guys. I believe in us. Anonymous Gifter has gifted a tier 1 sub to Chaotic Hazel on Twitch. Thank you so much, Anonymous Gifter. I have to know, is there an account called Anonymous Grifter? Because that would be a really great username, Anonymous Grifter. I should have made that. I should have checked myself and made it if it didn't exist. But I have a slight you know, kind of meme name alt addiction. So maybe it's better that I don't make it. There is an anonymous grifter. All right, good. I'd like to know that person. 247 for Scooty, scrambling up high on the board here. Going to bring this down finally. Has a center well buried and will uncover it. So just needs the bar. And can take a skim here and maintain the well. But, oh, they're rebuilt. Oh, no, that's going to be a triple. So Scooty's like, you know what? I just want to be out of this. I want to build my board back from scratch and stop trying to maintain this. Well, does that. 287 Scooty, 395 miles. Dirty Tetris column 10, one row off the bottom. Zephania Menu says, I also have a meme alt addiction. Zephania Menu. I've had so many different ones in the past, you know, like, and I'll just make it to make one joke in chat, you know. 404 transition for Scooty. A little bit low here. Miles going to transition in with the 512. So about 100,000 point lead for Miles at transition. Miles with gaps in the stack, having to bring this down. And Miles has gaps. I mean, Scooty has gaps too, but he's going to try to build around them and get a dirty Tetris and gets one out of it. We'll see what he does with the rest of this. Looks like he's going to build out column 9. Kind of forced to build out. I mean, I'm sorry, column 1, the left well. Yeah, my numbers are not numbering here at 10:30 p.m. It's past my bedtime. Not really. Center well Tetris for Scooty, 535, 598 for Miles. Uh-oh. Wait, why did someone time out? Why did someone time out? I didn't even see what they said. What did they say? It seems like they just said Zephania Menu question mark. Was that bad? What did I miss? Anyway, 653 for Blue Scooty, 737 for Miles. Don't worry about it? All right, I won't worry about it. I have a hard time. You know, you're not supposed to say, like, which mod did something, but it's so rare that we have to do anything in our stream that I just forget that whole etiquette, and I'll be like, oh, why did Arbaro time that person out? Although, it wasn't Arbaro this time. Tetris Blue Scooty, 752, 862 Miles, 110,000 point lead Miles, and back by about 6 lines. $1.99 thanks, I think, from Gaming with Kaiser. Thank you, Gaming with Kaiser, for the super heart, or whatever. I think it was just like a sticker or a super thanks or something like that. But thank you very much, Gaming with Kaiser. 961 Miles, 854 for Blue Scooty. Miles with another Tetris Scooty fighting traffic near the bottom of the board. It's, you know, it's a safe stack, but an annoying stack. Finally clears it out, gets Tetris ready, gets it Tetris. 895, 8 lines away. I think Miles had the perfect million there for a moment. Yes, he did, because you can see he's got the million 34,800, and Tetris is on 28R 34,800. So for a moment, he had the perfect million. Not the perfect max out. A perfect max out is all 9s. If you want to be technical and all actually about it. 973 here on 29 for Blue Scooty. Miles, A77. He's trying to keep that well open. Has to cover it. He's got it open again and keeps covering it. Just bad bar timing here for Miles. He tries to get that well open and gets a Tetris over. B27 for Miles. So really, I think he wasted like, what was it, 4 or 5 bars just trying to get the well open. It just wasn't working. Scooty at A28 here. And that was excellent survival for Miles. But now he's all in on a bar, and he needs to get a bar over, and he's not going to be able to do it. B78 for him. Scooty got stuck on frames here, so I think the game is coming back. He needs a B79 for the chase down. I don't exactly know where he is because we picked up right where Scooty left off. So B79 is the target for Scooty. He's got under 50 lines to do it. Tetris is here worth upwards of 30. Well, at 35, it'll be about 30. It'll be about, what, 40,000 points? So he needs about 2 Tetrises to do it here. He's taking a triple. He's just bringing it down. He's got time. And I think he knows what he has to do now because you see that he's just kind of singling and doubling here. Pitching to the score. And all Miles can do is sit and watch. Now this would be a really bad time for his console to glitch out. Please let's not have that happen. All right, Blue Scooty is going to get a Tetris and take game number 3. And GG's to you, Scooty. Miles is really pacing for a while there and just got really super high in the middle and eventually left himself no burns and all in on the Tetris. So let me go ahead and refresh the streams. That way we can make sure that we are caught up. All right. Let's get these pieces, some players. K9 watching Tetris with the 100 bit says, you got this, Miles. A3 EC F4 Alpha 3 Echo Charlie Foxtrot 4. Alpha 3 Echo Charlie Foxtrot 4. All right, looks like they are good. Let's get him started. Game number 4. Miles now needs to win to stay in. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Tetris Ranger 1 says Vandy was really testing the commentator's curse at the end there. I know that if like Scooty during that chase down, if his console glitched, I would be blamed for it. Honestly, that would have been like the worst. I really don't know what I would have done there. I just hope to God that doesn't happen. And nobody like make that happen to troll me. Like really, I'll just delete the entire server, end the tournament. I don't want to do it anymore. Scooty's mom says the lag is stressing us out too. Switch from DSL to fiber, the new modem and router. Do you think the fiber would be more reliable? But DSL is pretty reliable because it does go over the existing phone lines, right? And that system has been in place for years. Now it's probably slower, but it seems like it would be like just reliable, because as reliable as the phone lines are. Compared to that newfangled fiber, right? The phone system is almost 100 years old. Yeah, but it like never goes out, you know? I mean, not never, but of course, how would we know? Nobody's using the phone lines anymore. Although I kind of want to get a landline phone again. Is that weird? I don't even know that I can. Like, my apartment complex is new, and I think a lot of these are being built without it. I'm not even sure if that's legal, but I do want a landline phone. Arbaro says I don't want this, but I really do. Like, I want a dial tone. I want the whole thing. What the hell is a phone, says Katsugiri. Yeah, it's one of those pocket computers, you know? Yeah, and I want it to be a corded phone that you can hang up with vigor. Miles kind of trying to find something to do with that Z-piece, opts to make a delayed VITS with it. We'll see if he's punished here. And he's just going to skim that VITS away. A withering VITS. Nothing sadder than a withering VITS. 310 for Miles, 329 for Blue Scooty. I mean, you can just take the landline off the hook, right? If you don't want to hear it. Like, you know, you could do that. You could unplug it. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea. I'm gonna investigate this. Blue Scooty with a T-spin setup. And trying to keep it open for a T, but eventually has to just fill it in. Miles with a kind of blocked gap there in column 1. And he's just going to go to work on trying to get rid of this here. Uncovers that right side, uses the bar for the Tetris. Uses another bar to fill in column 9. And my first inclination as a bad DAS player will be to fill out that left side. So I'm learning here what the top players will do. And I'm learning that I probably shouldn't do that because I can't really play that high reliably. Tetris for Miles, 437. And he's going to chuck some pieces down that right side to get a double. The Scooty up by about 36,000 points. And the line spin from Scooty. Scooty really wants to win. If it were style points only, Scooty would win right now, but it is actual Tetris points that count. 522 Blue Scooty, 456 Miles. Scooty also back by 7 lines. What's my PB Vandy? 849 320. I did almost get a 19 PB today, but I became aware of my pace, and of course, that's what killed it. 502 Miles, 590 for Blue Scooty as we approach the level 19 transition, which will increase in speed by 50%. So both players into 19. Scooty right now at 641. Miles at 555. He's going to Tetris into level 20. So he's about 60,000 points ahead of Scooty, but also 8 lines ahead in the piece sequence. So Miles does need to win this one to stay in the tournament. Scooty looking to punch his ticket. He's got the hardest road, I think, into the semifinals. Through the semifinals, we'll end up having to face Alex T, who has won this event 3 times in a row, looking for number 4, and has faced Scooty in the finals twice in a row. So having to, it's by hook or by crook, Scooty's got to take Alex T out somehow. He's going to get through. But it's going to start with MYLES here. MYLES, though, wants to get in as well. Really wants his first ever Masters win. Going to fill out that column 9 with a bar. He's Tetris ready. Oh, he's going to use the long bar to build out that left and just fill that in while he can. It doesn't matter anyway because he gets a Tetris. And he got another long bar pretty darn quickly. If you've got a good board, you should theoretically be able to outlast any drought. So that's kind of the reasoning is, all right, use that bar to give yourself a good board, whereas you give yourself get a Tetris but leave yourself with a bad board, you could still be in a bad situation even though you got that Tetris. So it's a lot of the reasoning the players use here. 933 for MYLES, 962 for BLUESCUTI. Skibbity Balls 69 says, I want Alex to win, but I'd also like Scooty to win. See, this is the problem every single month. Max out here for BLUESCUTI on 26. The problem every month is I like all the players. I want them all to win, and I just can't. So MYLES with the max out as well. He's got a minor score lead, but he's ahead by 8 lines. He's going to do a kind of a dirty Vitz there, the non-cozy Vitz. Jasmine is crying somewhere. Scooty with the cozy Vitz. He's got the 1.1 on 27. And MYLES getting up high on the board here. Long bar over Tetris. Has to leave a gap. And gets another one. A Tetris into 29 for MYLES at B20. And so here we go. MYLES need to add points, needs to stay alive, balance, needs to balance staying alive and adding points, really, is what it comes down to. BLUESCUTI is in at B53, gets a Tetris B91. Long bar over for a triple for MYLES and a Tetris dirty, 1 row off the bottom. C13 for him. He's got a lead, but he's ahead by 10 lines, and that will become more and more of a factor as we approach level 39, our terminal speed increase. All right, Scooty trying to bring this down. MYLES trying to bring some order to this so we can start scoring again. Let's see if he's going to try to build out that middle, and it looks like that's what he's going to try to do. And he's kind of stuck on this middle here and wants to get it. All right, he's set up for it. Needs a quick bar to make this happen. Bar goes in the middle. He gets a Tetris. C78. He's got a lead, but Scooty going to get a Tetris and take the lead back. DO4. So they're trading the lead back and forth, and there's that 10-line gap that will become a factor later. As MYLES is just 50 lines away from the 39 transition. Scooty getting that close too. So Scooty now in the lead, D55. MYLES at D01. He's been kind of burning away the last couple levels. And Scooty still burning. MYLES takes a skim here. He's set up, but now he's kind of all in on this as this drought is gonna, oh no, and he could not get the bar, and Scooty was already ahead. MYLES just could not get the bar. He was set up. He was going aggro. He knew what he needed to do, and he did the right thing. He was, even though he was trading the lead back and forth, he just had much less runway than Scooty did, so he knew he had to be more aggressive, because when MYLES topped out at 39, Scooty would still have lines in hand and be able to catch up. So MYLES was doing what he had to do. He had to be aggro. Not much else he could do, but Scooty is good and will be moving on to the semifinals in a 3-1 victory over MYLES. Both players played great, but only one player can move on, and this time it is Scooty. MYLES is going to have to wait another month for a shot at the finals. And GG's to both of our players who played great. So Scooty gets another shot against Alex T, but this time it's going to be in the semifinals. We'll show you what that all looks like in a moment. Meanwhile, let's, I don't know, bring this up. And it's chaos because I haven't set it up. It says Dangler, but it should say Scooty. And it's showing Miles' hand, but it should show Blue Scooty's face. And there it is. And it says Alex T. Oh my God. Should not say Alex T. Should say Blue Scooty. So there it is. Blue Scooty is your winner. And you are the bracket winner. So that means we got a totally full semifinals. Means I got to go start a thread like right now because we are running out of month to make this happen. So there you go. Blue Scooty, your bracket winner. You can screenshot that, put that on your social media. You can link to monthly Tetris. And boy, wouldn't that be amazing? All right, let's look at our bracket. Look at our, where is it? Semis. There it is, the semifinal bracket. It's going to be Dangler versus Sidnev, Scooty versus Alex. Dangler and Sidnev looking for their first ever Masters event. We will guarantee to have one new combatant or whatever you want to call him, person who's never won Challenger Masters in the finals, and one previous winner. So whatever happens, someone, if they're gonna, if that top match there, if the winner of that is gonna win, they're gonna have to go through a really good champion. And it could happen. Dangler and Sidnev, no slouch. Alex T. I mean, really, I got to think it's Alex T's tournament to lose. He's won 3 in a row. He's kind of the undisputed best player right now. He's got the world record in every major score category. He's won this thing 3 times in a row. He's the reigning Classic Tetris world champion. You know, so it's really his to lose. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty excited. Now, we are going to go ahead and I'm going to immediately after this broadcast, I'm going to figure out when we can play this. If you want to find out when that is, join the Discord, discord.gg/CTM or ctm.gg/Discord. I think either of those works. Although, I don't know, I was checking the ctm.gg/Discord and I think that doesn't work again. I don't know why. I mean, I keep, just go to discord.gg/CTM. That should always work. So just do that. Thanks to everybody who hung out, watched, played, and everything. Looking forward to this really hype semifinals and finals. Also want to thank everybody who contributed to the prize pool, including, and I'm going to go in order one more time, Scott Gray 1000, Jesus the Frog, Jens Expo 100, Tacky with 100, Skip Logic with the 69, K9 Watching Tetris 52, Agathis 50, Freezy Burn 50, Uncle Ungie 50, Game Scout 3446, JD Turkleton 25, Arbaro 25, Quinn Culver 25, Game Scout 2332, Uncle 20, Rogie Potato 1234, Tom J with the 1064, Suptaff with the 10, Abby Normal 10, Winterra 669, NMC with the 5, Whoops Another, Rabbit Hole 5, Real Bland 5, Suptaff 5, Biggie Mac 42 at $2, Ryan Bowl Family 1, GS Cookie 1. Thank you very, very much. Rogie Potato. I'm just going to call you Rogie from now on. Anyway. All right. Thanks, everybody who contributed. Boy, that was great. And thanks, everybody who gifted subs. I know K9 Watching Tetris and Dog Watching Tetris gifted a lot of subs this time. Also want to thank everybody who super chatted over on YouTube, including Sonic Tetris Player, Mari, Alex Thatch, Ramix Cymaster, Gaming with Kaiser. We had anonymous gifters. A lot of support in this stream. You know, hey, I'm going to say keep it going. Thank you for doing that. Let me go ahead and find a raid target for Twitch. That's important. So we will do that. Who's streaming Tetris? It says Zempro. Oh, wait, Zempro, are you not streaming anymore? It says last game. So I guess I'm not going to raid Zempro because it says last game. I would otherwise. It says birthday stream, so I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to find somebody with a cam setup, but nobody. He's still going? Raid Zempro? All right, I'll raid Zempro. And make sure you tell him happy birthday from your old pal, Vandy. All right, take care, everybody. See y'all, and join the Discord. And as soon as we know when the finals are going to be, we'll let you know. Take care. Bye-bye.
My second roll max up. My gold KB. Oh my god, in a raid, monthly Tetris, Van? Oh my god. Ready for party 153. Oh my god, a game scout and skip logic with the follows this minute. Blue Scooty, Tetris now for this not hopeless. I sure hope so. Happy birthday, thank you, Arbaro. Hello, Chaotic Hazel, thank you, Nerd the Box. Biggie Mac and Used Oliver, thank you for the fuck love this. Happy birthday for my old pal Vandy. Oh my god. Shane, thank you for the follow. Oma Red Star, good to see you. Skibbity Balls 69, happy birthday. Bent Squirrely, is that Bent Squirrely in chat? Oh my god. Thank you, Biggie, thank you, Neto. Asdreher, hello. Happy birthday, thank you, Chaotic Hazel. Used Oliver, Asdreher. Vandrew, of course, Sentient Longbar, first time chatter. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Shane. Monthly Tetris gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Oh my god. To Tetris, to Lex to Skia, to Arctic, to Post